Two, one. Hi there, this is RF, and this is an RF and Friends podcast that we're going to do today. And we got some things you might be interested in, and we got some music. And the music, a note here, the music that we air on this come from Compose, which is a collaboration site. Comes from myself, RF, and Friends. So it's royalty free music. Anyways, this week we have North Carolina man says bizarre UFO landed in his garden. Then we can take a look at Strati slab surfing at its finest. And let's see what Russell Brand is doing. I think he's talking about what do you notice about the Trump Biden debate restrictions? And we can also look at the Red Bull air race uh, in 2018 in Cannes, France. And I have some state news. Well, let's get started. Check out the UFO man. Let's see if you got this. Yes, you do. And it is a North Carolina man says bizarre UFO landed in his garden. And it's Justin Klons was working on the ground maintenance at Gleaming Collective, a luxury campsite in Haywood County, when he made a bewildering discovery. Klutz and his co-worker were on a remote trail in the Canton area when they spotted a giant foreign-looking object. He said he was just shocked as to what it was, adding its source or it's once in a lifetime. It don't happen every day. The UFO-like object was covered in burnt carbon fiber and heavy-duty metal plates that were held together by thick bolts. It appeared to be covered in some kind of weird fur. There's some pictures of it right there. You can see that. There's another shot of it. Klutz had to out the tow it out of the area because it was massive and heavy. He said, "I just tied a rope to it and drug it out with a lawnmower. It's a once in a million chance that it lands, especially if it lands somewhere off the trail in the woods. You'd never be able to find it. But it just happened to land on the trail," he said. He said the UFO had landed perfectly in the middle of the trail through an opening, and he said that no one of the trees or leaves looked like they had caught fire. Nobody had ever seen an object uh, land, which is surprising because it's of its size and weight. Well, the owner of Gleaming Collective plans to reach out to aerospace experts to identify the object and its origin. I guess that's the owner. No, that's Klons, Justin, who found it, and that is the area that it was found in. Very interesting, huh? That's it again. Well, anyways, you can check that out for a little bit. I'm gonna see what else I can bring up here and get into. I don't know if I believe all that. Some of that stuff may be well, kind of made up or planned that way. Never can tell. Never can tell. Anyways, I'm going to stop sharing that. And yeah, let me go back here. I'm going to go to surfing. You want to go surfing? Strati slab surfing at its finest. I don't even know what that is, but we're going to take a look at that in a second here. I'll share this. And Stradbroke Island has a lot to offer. Not only straddle die stunning, uh, stunningly pretty, but there are waves aplenty. Says they're not waves for the beginner. Well, let's look at the video here. That's a pretty good sized wave right there, huh? Well, get by the commercial. 3, 2, 1, skip. As far as I can tell about surfing in the future, they've learned how to use sand and create wave environments. I mean, they can perfectly just lay the sand out and create big waves. I don't know how big. We'll find that out in the future. Hope this cools your day off. I wonder if they're using drones. Helicopter, hot air balloon. What you call it, stratty. Heavy slab stratty. I guess we could listen to some more music here. Let's do that next. And I'll bring this up. I have some new songs that I want to share. This one's called Heaven.
I wonder what the neighborhood's like, and can we ride a tandem bike? Can we afford a house in heaven? And can we throw a party with friends if it's on the weekend? Is there a curfew up in heaven? Job when I'm in heaven. And what about old heaven's healthcare? Are the doctors good there? Should we exercise in heaven? And is it possible to join a band?
Bless Heaven. That's by Billy Bosco. We've heard him do quite a few songs, and Aging Crypto and I Chillman did that one. And I kind of like that one. It's kind of pop. Comes from Compose, and that's a collaboration site. You can go there and, well, if you like to collaborate on music, that's a good place to go. Write songs, play an instrument, whatever. Anyways, let me stop sharing that. And I'm going to bring up Russell Brand here in a minute. See what he's doing. In case you're wondering. Here we go.
Free, unlike a lot of cosmetics, you know, like you use things to make you look
Oh
younger.
my.
It sinks poison, venom into your face like some sort of oily little cobra, like some sort of Justin Trudeau model of this company who is on Joe Biden's hate list because of the stance she took during COVID. Remember, you can use our code to get a discount on these products. These products can do all manner of things. Elevate your skincare routine using the unmatched power of nature. Toxin-free, baby. So, say yes to natural goodness and show your skin its true potential. I will say they tend to look better if you use them in conjunction with a tiny little mouse's hat. So take a stand, demand transparency, let beauty shine from the inside out. Visit charlies.beauty/brand and use the code BRAND for 20% off. Discover a new era of personal care, one that's truly toxic free. Stay radiant, stay conscious, stay beautiful. There will be someone in your life that will love you for this glorious little concoction. I'm calling it a basket of wonder. There's a shower gel in there. There's a restoring anti-aging serum. There's all sorts of stuff in there. I'm recommending it. I'm endorsing it to you. And Charlene, the founder of the company, she's a good, strong, damn fine American woman. All right, how could it work? All right, no audience, no Bobby Kennedy, limited news outlets, candidates must mute their mic. Yes, Donald Trump has to do it with a mouthful of peanuts. Stormzy Daniels is allowed to pelt Donald Trump from the side of the stage. Biden's campaign blasted CPD for allowing extensive crosstalk and interruptions during the 2020 debates. Yeah, because that was funny. They now demand both candidates' microphones must be muted. You're not going to get Joe Biden coming up with any little zingers on the side. There shall be firm time limits for answers and alternate turns to speak so that the time is evenly divided and we have an exchange of views, not a spectacle of mutual interruption. They're the best bits. Candidates' microphones should only be active when it's his turn to speak to promote adherence to the rules and orderly proceedings. But rules and ordinary proceedings are things like tax breaks for a certain portion of society, criminalization of the activity of another part of society. They're acting as if it's divinely ordained. You can't even say orderly proceedings unless you believe in God. It has to be coming from somewhere. But no, orderly proceedings, it's obvious, isn't it? Just from rationalism and logic. No, it isn't. If there's no such thing as good or evil, if we're all just down here, if we're all just in some billiard ball universe without meaning, get out there. Donald Trump's naked in one corner, Joe Biden's naked in the other. Tip a cauldron of chocolate over them and make them fight to the death. And the one that can push the most marshmallows up the other one's butt is president for life. And if there's no meaning, if there's no dignity, if there's no God, if there's just, well, we're all here and we're evolving, and even morality, well, that's actually just reciprocal altruism, because in the tribes of yesteryear, if you lent one person a pickaxe and then you didn't return it, by God, you'd be kicked out of the tribe. No meaning, no sublime, no divine, no point. That's the world they want you living in, and they call it order. Are there any other demands, or will Joe Biden be happy to operate as long as he's got limited news outlets, candidates' mics muted? Donald Trump has to have a halved orange sellotaped in each armpit. Donald Trump has to have a haircut just before it and wear an itchy sweater. But other than that, it's a free and fair debate. No Bobby Kennedy, no speaking, no jokes, nothing of the sort. Doesn't sound to me like Joe Biden really wants that debate, but that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat, baby? We're pretty interested in what you guys think. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more
Wow. Very interesting. In case you're into it. That was very, very, very interesting. And Let's see here. I guess I can do another song here. Let me bring it up. And yeah. Let's see what we get here. Called Weekend's Call.
From smoky bars to the rooftop views, the city asks, what will you do? A night of laughter or a night of tears? So many bottles sit behind the bar, it all depends on where you are. Should I do the whiskey or some beers? Raise a glass to the week's call. Friday's here, let all the worries fall. Let's turn the music up too loud. And cheers to all. The week drags like the snails crawl. The Monday blues, yeah, they haunt us all. Forget the work and let the good times roll. The sun is setting and the week is done. It's time to trade the grind for fun. With friends and family always ready to go. Raise a glass to the week's call. Friday's here, let all the worries fall. Let's turn the music up too loud. And cheers to all. Friday night, yeah, it's here. Go to the cooler and grab a beer. But never forget what it's all about as we bust our ass, so let's scream and shout. So raise a glass to the week's call. Friday's here, let all the worries fall. Let's turn the music up too loud. Sit back and enjoy the night. Watch the sparks from the fire take it fly. So raise a glass to the weekend's call. And cheers to all.
Well, that was Weekend's Call. And let's see. P-Made Studio was in it. Palmer Music and Rocky John UK. And it's a rock tune. Hope you like that. Anyways, we'll stop sharing that. And I got something that you might like. I don't know if you've ever seen this or been to one of these events, but it's something that you may be interested in. It's a Red Bull Air Race. These are airplanes, April 22nd, 2018, in Cannes, France. Okay, so let me check this out, make sure I got you. Yep. And I will open this up, and here we go.
And at the other side, the old port, every spot on the beach has been taken up here. 83,500 spectators watching the Red Bull Air Race over the past 3 days as we now come down to the last round and the last 4 flights of the day. Final 4 in Cannes, round 2 of the Red Bull Air Race World Championship. Japan, Australia, Czech Republic and Germany. The 4 nations in action here to wrap up this amazing competition. Matt Hall, who will fly first. Then we'll see Maroya of Japan. Then the best of Europe, Doldra and Shonka to wrap up proceedings.
Number 95 Hall, you're cleared into the track. Smoke on.
Now, Matt Hall, who came away with a 5th position in the opening round of the World Championship season, looking for his first win on the air race since Lausitz in 2016. But Matt Hall, who's worked so hard to get the balance of this plane right, now needs to try and put down an electrifying time to put the pressure on the 3 pilots who fly immediately after him.
Yeah, he's got to just calm himself down here. He went a little bit wide around that first chicane gate. Good pull there. Look, I love this technique, allowing the nose to drop as he descends towards this descent gate. And that's a very good time at the halfway point. This is Matt Hall on fire. And he's got the beauty here, Nick, of flying first. There's no pressure on Matt. All he hasn't heard any spectacular times. He's just got to fly cleanly, and that's exactly what he's doing at the moment.
Now the Australian comes into his 2nd vertical turning manoeuvre. This really has been his calling card throughout this competition here. Smooth and clean with the half Cuban roll out. Now for the Hamilton finish gate, and that is lovely time. Oh, he's right on the mark. Australia put the pressure on the rest of the world.
Number 95 Hall, 57.692 seconds, no penalties. Currently holds you in 1st place.
Well, only in qualifying has Matt Hall flown faster than that. That's his 2nd best time of the week here in Cannes. And as you said earlier, Paul, that really is taking full advantage of flying first. That puts the pressure on the other 3.
Just remember, Mike Goulian flew first in the round of 4 in Abu Dhabi. It's nice because you haven't heard a 56 something or a 57 dead, and you don't go into the track with that aggression that I've talked about. You don't go intense up going, I've got to go fast, I've got to go fast. You can go in with a relaxed flying arm and just fly precisely. It's down to the next guys now to absorb that pressure and try and do the same. Fly with a relaxed flying arm, but fly very precisely.
RTB for Matt Hall, return to base. Japan are next, and Yoshi Maroya has a following across the globe. Wherever he flies, they come to see him in action. Maroya, perhaps one of the coolest customers of the Red Bull Air Race World Championship. 4 out of 8 wins on the Red Bull Air Race World Championship last season. He's out there today looking for his first win of the 2018 Tour in defence of that championship that he won. There's Rob Fry, here's at TC. Peter Gauthier, Benjamin Freelove, everybody watching carefully here now as Maroya, runner-up to Goulian in Abu Dhabi, is out there searching for his first win of the season. Entry speed, wants it at 200 knots.
31 Maroya cleared into the track. Smoke on.
Picks it up a little coming into the first gate where the clock will start timing the performance.
And this is where, Nick, all those training flights are so important to practice being consistent. This is where Yoshi needs to pull out of the hat that consistency we've seen him do before. He flew what did he fly? 57.3 in the round of 8. It's got to be the same here. And look at that. Absolutely lightning fast. He mustn't go left. Where's he gone now? He's gone off on a very strange heading there.
He's got the green light, but you called it perfectly, Paul. Not quite sure of the efficiency of that first vertical turn manoeuvre. Oh, and it's an incorrect level on gate 8. 2 seconds of penalty for Maroya. Surely that puts pay to his podium chances here today. Certainly the victory is now beyond the Japanese pilot.
That is tragic for Yoshimura, and there we are. And look, he's correcting there. It's put him out of sorts. Something put him out of sorts on the entry to that gate. He got the incorrect level, and then he made a mess of the heading at the top of that first vertical turn.
Matt Hall still leads for Australia.
Number 31, Maroya, 1 minute, 0.261 seconds. That includes a 2-second penalty for incorrect level flying on gate number 8, and that currently holds you in second place.
Now, second place here for Yoshi, but the breaking news is that there's been an RPM infringement for Martin Schonker. These are the live pictures back at the race airport, and that means Schonker is out of the competition and Goulian is now into the final 4 round. Paul, tell us more on this RPM issue that has put pay to the Czech Republic's chances of a victory today.
So the engines are allowed to run at 2,950 RPM. If you go over that, it's all recorded, by the way. All the RPMs, all the engine data is sent live via telemetry to the timing guys here in the race control. And I think we're going to go over to the race airport now. I think Jonathan Ledyard is going to ask Martin Schonker what has been going on regarding the RPM.
What happened?
I don't know. I heard that we had like 2 seconds more than the limit is over the maximum RPM. So that what happens. Like.
So you're out of the race?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm very okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's another one you got to rebuild.
Yeah.
Well, understandably, Martin's absolutely devastated there. Paul, here's Maroya making his errors here, and those were clear. You spotted them almost before he made them.
Yeah, he got into... He did it on both runs. He approached gate 8, or the gate before the vertical turning manoeuvre. It looked like he got the wrong heading. He then had a late correction to the left to get into the gate, and that put him out of sorts. He then was rolling in the gate, arguably also pulling early in the gate. And on the first vertical turning manoeuvre, it really upset his balance because he went over the top of the VTM. He ended up pointing virtually out to the west of the track and then had to correct to come back, which is why we saw him go from 1/10 of a second fast to 7/10 of a second slow.
Now this is Matthias Doldra, all kinds of drama unfolding here, but I can confirm that due to an over RPM infringement from Martin Schonker, he is out. And now Michael Goulian has been replaced as the 4th pilot.
Number
in the final
21
4.
Doldra cleared
Let's
into
focus
the track.
on the German team. Lara Zig, Kai Frommelt, Andy Chiavetta watching on. Doldra's turn to play his part here. He's ahead of the ghost plane of our current leader, Matt Hall. He's in the chicane for the first time. 2 very different racing lines from the German and the Australian pilot, but it looks like Doldra is currently out on top.
It does, doesn't it? Look at that, 0.2 of a second up the vertical turn. He's got to really stay calm here. Look at that, very conservative. I'm wondering if that's a little bit too conservative from the German pilot. He's trying to avoid the OVG, but it looks like, well, amazing. On the way down, I think he overtook. We could see him overtake Matt on this lap, but the vertical turning manoeuvre was too conservative the first time round.
It's very close, isn't it, Paul? The German needs to find just 0.02 of a second to get that green light back, and he's got it back. Now he's over 0.2, the right side of the clock here. Doldra now up for the last vertical turn manoeuvre. He's got a little bit of time advantage to play with, but it is the 2016 world champion. Doldra! He's missed it! Oh! Again, too conservative on the final VTM allows Matt Hall to hold on to top spot.
57.764 seconds, no penalties, and that currently holds you in second place.
Understandably, celebrations from Doldra. He's on the podium for the first time this season. But it is Matt Hall who has to watch just one pilot now to see whether he has taken the win. Paul, where did Doldra lose that time? He looked to be home, safe and sound, coming out of that final VTM.
He did both of his vertical turns, I think, were too conservative. Don't forget, he had an over G in Abu Dhabi. That will play on your mind. You know, as we've said before, that takes a couple of races to get out of your system. He was being very good, very disciplined with the pull-ups, but I think he just allowed it to play it a little bit safe. for certain on the second VTM, you're not interested in your speed after the descent gate, because that's the end of the run. You can pull as hard as you can around there, as long as you're within the G limits, and then that's where you need to go really, really tight to get back to the finish gate. And Matthias just let it out a little bit too much, and hence Matt Hall is still in the lead.
Skip ahead to the last race if I can do it.
It's there from Matt Hall. A true sportsmanship as well. He knows, he said it himself, no matter what the outcome is, he's had a fantastic... He gets another chance to take his second victory of the season. Let's not forget that Goulian comes into round two.
On the left there, and Perdita Hall on the right of the centre of the...
He booked the track record. There it is in qualifying. 57.073. His target time to beat here right now is 57.692. What I'm trying to get at, Paul, he's already beaten that time of Matt Hall. He's actually beaten it twice before. But can he refocus, having almost started packing his suitcase?
And exactly that. This is a very different test to the one that he had in Abu Dhabi. There's their respective wives, Karen Goulian on the left there, and Perdita Hall on the right of the centre of the shot. Mike Goulian in Abu Dhabi, don't forget, he entered the final four first. He had no pressure whatsoever. He's now had to do a reset. He was probably going to go and take his flying suit off. Now he's put it back on, he's in the air again. Has he reset in time? And he clearly knows that he's got to beat a pretty good time of 57.6 to beat Matt Hall.
So Team 99 with a second chance of winning this spectacular race over the Mediterranean Sea here in the Côte d'Azur region of France now, Goulian. If he can perform the way he did in yesterday's qualifying, this would be quite a dramatic story. But it could be a very important victory for the USA in the chase for the title.
Number 99 Goulian, you're cleared into the track. Smoke on.
Into gate one for Goulian. The time starts ticking away. He's just shy of 200 knots, just shy of 230 miles per hour entry speed. Chicane for the first time, getting a very nice line, a good tempo. Goulian is looking confident.
It looks very smooth, doesn't it? It does not look like he's been rushed back into that aeroplane. And oh so close for the time. Let's watch this vertical turn, 11.7 G. Very close to the 12 limit, but looks good. And a bit of a sort of early descent there. Slightly off the pace, isn't it, Matt?
He's over a tenth, Paul, off the pace. He needs to find a little more speed, but this was the tactic that he played in qualifying. Built up all of the speed and energy on lap 2 rather than lap 1. Now, 2.2 off the pace, and Goulian needs something really quite special to seal this right now. Matt Hall watches on. Will Australia take the win, or will the USA come back as Goulian goes for the line? And he's missed it. Australia win round 2. Matt Hall celebrates.
Number 99 Goulian, 58.083 seconds, no penalties, and that puts you in third place for our Cannes race.
What a day for Matt Hall. Michael Goulian doing exceptionally well to get back into the race when he thought his day.
And go back to what we're doing here. I guess we can play another song if I can get one. Let me see what's up here. Well, rather than that, I want to do, let's see, let's shut this off. Stop sharing that. And I want to do some Vermont news. That sounds like a great idea. Let's see what's happening in Vermont. There we go. And I'll share this with you. It's the latest news from Vermont. If you can see that on the website there. Let me adjust it. latest news, and I'm going to go for, let's see, Green Mountain Conservation Camp, and do that. Openings available. Okay. It says Vermont Fish and Wildlife Department says it still has a few openings at its Green Mountain Conservation Camp this summer, especially in June and early July. 1 week overnight camp program for youth 12 to 14 years old are held at Lake Bombazine in Castleton and Buck Lake in Woodbury. Campers participate in hands-on learning about fish and wildlife conservation, ecology, forestry, orienteering, safe firearm and archery techniques, swimming, canoeing, fish, and more. Natural resource professionals came to both camps to share information about their programs and take campers that are out for the field activities. Anyways, conservation camps open June 16th, continues through August 16th. Tuition is $250 a week, including food, lodging, and equipment, and financial assistance is available. You can go to this website here, which is Vermont Gov, and get information and registration are available at fishandwildlife.com. And for more information, you can call or you can contact FWGMCC@vermont.gov or call them at 802-522-2925. 802-522-2925 for all the information that you need about that. Well, we're going to be checking out here. And I have another song I'm going to play before I leave. If it's a new one. It's called Grace. Let me do this for you.
There's no moon asking to stay long enough for the clouds to fly me away. Oh, it's my time coming, and I'm not afraid to die. Well, my fading voice sings of love, but she cries to the clicking of time, Wait in the fire, wait in the fire. Wait in the fire, wait in the And she leaps on my arm, walking to the bright lights in sorrow. Oh, drink a bit of wine, we both might go tomorrow. Oh, my love, and the rain is falling, and I believe my time has come.
Well, that song is called Grace. It's by Steppin' Something. We've heard her before. Max Diego is in there. There's some new ones. And Rob a Dub. Rob Dub Dub. And DW Freak and KW22. That's who did that. Well, anyways, let's stop sharing that over here. We'll be signing off for today. So I'll be back when I find some things of interest that I'm into and share them with you. And in case you're wondering and want to listen again, you can restream this on YouTube by going to @interact1808 and go to the live or streams, a section up there. You'll see it up there, videos live, and check that out. Also, if you're looking for an indigenous show, you can check out the show I do on Sundays on WBEW out of Brattleboro. And I also have a copy up there in case you don't catch it at 10 o'clock on Mixcloud.com. Just go to Mixcloud.com/DJ RF, and the RFs are capital letters. I'll be back again, so God bless and y'all have a great summer.